is said that in the early times after the creation of Asgard, Odin, Vili, and Ve, as well as probably Hoenir, set up forges, and for them made hammers, tongs, and anvils, and all other necessary tools. Then they worked stone, wood, and with a large amount of gold extracted from Idavall, they crafted all their utensils, which is why the Skalds pointed out that from that moment, the golden age of Asgard had begun. During this time, Odin had offspring, and from them came most of the Aesir. The first of his consorts was Jord, the goddess of the earth, daughter of Night and Anar. From this relationship, firstly, the god Thor was born, the symbol of lightning and thunder, celebrated for his strength and bravery. Secondly, from this couple, Frigg was born, the goddess of marriage, marital love, and fidelity. Thor, for his part, was a remarkably large and strong child. It is said that shortly after his birth, he astonished the gathered gods by playfully lifting and throwing 10 large bundles of bear skins. Although he was generally of good character as an infant, Thor occasionally became terribly enraged, and as he was very dangerous at those times, Jord, unable to control him, sent him away from home and entrusted him to the care of Vingnir, the winged, and Hlora, warmth. These foster parents soon managed to control his troublesome anger and raised him with such wisdom that the gods always appreciated their kind services. Thus, having reached his full physical and mental growth, Thor was finally admitted to Asgard among the other gods. At the same time that Thor matured, Odin took Frigg as his wife. This wedding caused such rejoicing in Asgard, where the goddess was much loved, that since then it was customary to celebrate their anniversary with banquets and songs, thus declaring her the patron goddess of marriage. And so the love between these gods flowed, and from them were born 2 beautiful sons, 2 twins who, more than being alike, were symbolic opposites. Baldur, the god of peace, light, and forgiveness, and Hödr, the blind god of darkness and sin, gloomy, taciturn, and enormously strong. Also, during the youth of Asgard, other gods arrived motivated by the beauty of the Aesir kingdom and became part of the great cast of gods. For example, from the distant lands of the east beyond the Elyivagar came Tyr, the god of valor, son of the giant Hymir and a giantess of unknown name. A great friend of Thor, he was well regarded by the gods because of the honor, cunning, and power he displayed in battle. Likewise, Loki, the son of the giants Farbauti and Laufey, was received within the precincts of the Aesir. This god, considered the symbol of lies, deceit, and betrayal, mingled so much among the gods that he was considered Odin's brother, even going so far as to make a blood pact with him. But Loki boasted a dark and enigmatic past, reflecting his own personality. It is said that Loki outside Asgard was married to a fire giantess named Glut, probably a resident of Muspelheim, with whom he had 2 little-known daughters, Isa, the Embers, and Einmyria, the Ashes. Not only gods arrived in the lands of Asgard, but also some divine women beautified the divine lands. One of the most enigmatic was Sága, a goddess who sang ballads about times past and peoples that ceased to exist. She lived in her huge palace Sökkvabekk near the coast, a place that Odin usually visited to drink with her, and thus delight in her stories and eloquent narrative. But Odin was not always patient in Asgard. Rather, he traveled to distant lands and also procreated there. For example, the son of Odin named Hermod, whose mother is unknown, made himself present. A bright and beautiful young god who was endowed with great speed of movement and therefore was designated as Odin's special assistant, the fastest and most agile messenger. It is also narrated that on other of these pilgrimages, Odin had a peculiar encounter with the waves, and from them originated the god who sees everything, the one we know as the mighty Heimdall.